Welcome to my YouTube channel, Cut and Sew Like a Pro with Susan Fawoimi. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks. In this video, I'll be showing you how to draft a 3D dimension corset using freehand method. And I'll be using this measurement, shoulder. Do is to get a half length measurement. So because of my bust and my tummy, my actual half length from my shoulder point to my navel is actually 24. So I'll minus 2, I'll get 22. So I mark that point. Then I get my shoulder to under bust, which is 16. I'll mark that point also. Then I'll get my nipple point, which is 12.5. I'll mark that point. Then I'll be, for the 3D dimension cup, I'll be using 8 inches for my illusion so that I have full coverage. So I'll mark that point. So I'll rule lines across all these points that I've marked. The shoulder measurement is 16.5, so that's 8.25 mark. Then I'll do my shoulder slope 1.5. Then I'll get my 3x3 neck I'll still open it more. So I'll curve. I'll draw. Then I'll get my armhole. My armhole I'll be using 8. So this is my 8 point. Now at the midpoint I'll just mark 7 points. 7.5. So I'll just draw my armhole. Then I'll get you can use your armhole cuff to do that. Now my bust is 45, which is 11.25, which is this. So I'll add 1 more inch. The 1 inch is not seam allowance, it's just part of the construction. That will be 12.25 here. Then I'll mark 2 inch for my actual bust. I'll mark this point. So that is where my cup is going to come from. Then the next thing I'll do is, from this line of 8 inches, I'll mark 2 inches down. So it's just like taking 10 inches from the top. Then I'll mark ½ inch. That is where my cup is going to start from the middle. Then I'll get my nipple to nipple measurement. For my own will be 4.5. Then I'll mark, since I use 4.5 here, I'll use 3.5 here. Then I'll mark 2 inch. So so it's just like the same thing as saying 4.5, 1 inch on either side. So I'll connect with a slightly curved line. Connect. Then the next thing I'll do, I'll measure. So I have 2 inches here. Then I'll measure 1 inch from here and connect. Then I'll measure 2 inch also from here. I'll connect 2 inches also from here. So I'll connect this line. So I'm connecting to this point. So the next thing I'll do, I'll draw my curved line. I'll draw my curved line. So just use your armhole and draw. Then from here, also draw. So the next thing I'll do measure your nipple to nipple points here also, so that you can connect. Then from this point you measure 2-inch dart. From this point you measure 1.5-inch dart. So I'll be curving from this point to this point. Curve from this point to this point. Then take out 1/2 inch from each side and connect to the nipple point. Just like this. Then the next thing you do, square up this line, because this box here is going to fit into, when you take out your dart, it's going to replace what is missing here. Also, these 2 inches will come in here and replace it. So I'm going to be shading out where you're cutting off. Here is off, here is off, here it's going to go off. Now let me come down to this down part. You're going to, now because of the type of design I'm going to be doing, this is what I'm actually, so you see that my shape line is, the back level is below the actual waist, so it's coming down a bit before the back level. So I'll be using length 25. So I will mark this point. This is my new, like, half length. Then I'm gonna be going up, because this is my actual half length, so I'll come up 1 inch. So it's on this point I'm going to get my waist. So before I do that, let me draw my dart. So let me just confirm that here is 3.5. So I'll draw this line all the way and draw this line all the way up. Now I'm gonna, this is 3.5, so I'll continue my dart. I'll continue my waistline. So my waistline is 38, which is 9.5. So I mark. Then this is my bust. I'll connect. Then from this point I'll mark my hip level, which is 9. Now the reason why I'm doing, because I'm actually doing up to like the like almost my knee point. So let me come down a bit so that I'll have. So this is the back waistline. Then I'll draw up my dart all the way to the base here. So the next thing I'll do, I'll create another channel, another panel. So from here, so we have our center front, we have 2 more panels to it. So the next thing I'll do is to cut. Then I'll now continue my construction. So let me cut out. You need to slash, then close. So you just close half an inch this way. So I'll be gumming it. Okay, let me just secure with this pin. So I'll be redoing it again. So let me just cut my neck. Now I can decide any neckline I want to do now. Let me just bring it down. Not so much. Then, but if I want redrawing this and this. Now you know you will have like an angle here, but it's a sweet-out neckline that is actually the end product of this. So what I'll do is to place this and redraw. You see, because I slashed and closed and I have like an angle here, but redraw it. Now I'm drawing the first line before I will now this is what it should look like. I won't be adding any allowance again because there's a form of stretch. A form of stretch on the length or the side of the net, so you don't need to add allowance so that it's not excess when you finish sewing. So what you need to do is to measure. So what you do is measure 1 inch around here so that you can now draw at this angle point. Measure 1 inch out, then you draw your curved line to meet so you see I've gotten my sweetheart neck. So this is condemned now. This is your new for the illusion part. But if you don't want to add back your illusion, you can just sew back this way and you have your corset without illusion. But most times you want to have sleeves and to design the upper part, so you need to add your illusion net back. So okay, so this is what it looks like. Then for these ones you can place and add your recreate so that you just cut directly on your fabric without adding more allowance. So I'm adding my 1/2 inch all the way. Now for this, I'm going to cut off like that. I can decide to, okay, now what I need to do, because the pattern is this way, when you're doing it, measure the length of this first dart leg. I have 8.5 and I bring it down here. So I have 8.5. So this is where my dart leg is supposed to be. But another way to get it right is to fold and fold, so that when you sew, so you see that I've folded. This is what it would have looked like, this and this. So when you cut, I'm going to roll my line so that you have, so you see. Well, let me gum it first. Let me gum it first back so that when I cut, it will rhyme. Okay, you see, I've gone back my paper so that. But before you start cutting, make sure you fold off your dart so that you can have. So I'll be drawing my line. So this is what it should have looked like. Then secondly, because of the type of corset that I want to do, I'll come up another inch so that it's like my shape line. So on that point, I'll be measuring my waist. And since I'm snatching my waist, I'll be having 9 inches. Okay, which is already almost 9. So I'll mark that point. So let me go in. So I'll be now it's easier to do it this way because of you're using this part to cut your down parts, then you're using this part to cut your upper part. Then another thing you should note is to note the number where this is, so that you know how many you're adding to get to your length. Now I think I used here is 0.10, if I can remember. 10. So I'll remove 10 from here. So I'll know, okay, this is 36. So I'll remove 36 from my length so that I'll know what I'm adding to complete it to my gown length. So let me continue my cut. Now I can also, if I want to still snatch my waistline, I can remove 1/4 of an inch on either side of this point, so that I'll have something like this. So I'm moving it up to this point just to snatch it more. Then I'll do it on this side also. Just 1/4 of an inch. Now for this particular side, I will go straight up here so that it takes in the tummy more. For this one, you can do it this way. So let me cut.